We're going right now.
Okay, all right, I'm going to call the meeting to order. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good deal. Invocation. Paul, you want to do an invocation?
I can do that.
Okay.
Heavenly Father, thank you for gathering us all together here to represent our neighbors in our community. God bless us, and let's make 2026 a year of blessings. Amen.
Amen. Awesome. Thank you, Paul. Roll call. Rob Icola here. Paul Reardon. Here. Mark Bennett. Here. Bill Starnes.
Here.
James Bolton.
Here.
Steve Rhodes.
Here.
Justin Fox.
Here.
Okay. All in. Approval of November 12th minutes. There were no minutes for December 10th, which we have information on. So has anybody had a chance to review them? Okay. Do I have a motion first?
I'll make a motion. Second it.
You're quick. Any discussion? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Minutes are approved. Any public comments at this time from the public? Patricia, and others.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
we have Bodie here tonight, one of our
Bodie?
new
Bodie.
recruit Hippo employees.
Awesome.
Starting here and he'll be a new, but cadet or something gonna be volunteer.
Awesome. That's great. Financial report. Bill?
I don't remember if we did for November or not, I mean,
Nope.
November.
We have both of them we have to approve.
Yeah, okay.
Fire away.
Total expense was $42,558. Or total expense, total deposit was $42,000.
Right.
Total expense was $10,492. At that time, our money market, our checking balance was $21,349.63, and our money market was $113,832.11.
Perfect.
I'd like to have a motion to approve that.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Motion carries.
For last month, we wrote 17 checks for a total expense of $34,486.22. We deposited $3,000.13. Our expense was $34,486. Our checking balance was $10,136.46. Our money market balance as of 31st was $187,544.24. Like to have a motion for
Can
that.
I ask a quick question?
Sure.
Yes.
Steve, how did it, we changed our money market balance, went from 1130 at 113 to 1231 at 187, but only showing a $3,000 deposit.
It was actually, there's 32,000. We put in 50, that's wrong, because we put in $59,000 in taxes.
Yeah, because that's what I was gonna say.
So that is show, let me see, where did that show up? They might have got deposited a year after.
Because I don't remember depositing that kind of money.
Well, that goes,
Yeah,
that's
you did.
correct.
Oh, yeah,
That's from our tax, so taxes paid when
It
it is.
is not on this sheet, so I'm gonna have to.
We can, I mean, it's still accurate, we can approve this information, I just saw that there was a difference.
Yeah,
in
this is
the-
a current, hey, thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah.
This is a current one
Numbers
today.
guy.
We put in 59,000 in taxes, and we have about another 6 or 7 in the drawer there, Bill's gonna do tomorrow,
Yeah.
in the next
Okay.
couple days.
Okay,
So we're
I think that's
about,
fine.
we're about 80% of our taxes are in already.
Okay,
I'll
great.
make a motion to approve that.
Approve. Okay, second?
I'll second it.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Just to review a couple things, we wrote a lot of checks, 34,000. What happened was, well, we can talk about it a little later, but basically, the FEMA grant for the communications came in, and that bill came due, we had to match 10%, so that went to Glide Fire for $8,000. And we don't have the radios yet, but they're on the way.
They're sitting at Glide right now.
Are they? There? And then we had, we got the safety and security grant for the heater. So I'll talk about that later. It's been installed, but that was another $13,000 for the gas line plus the heater. So, and then STO matched half the price of the heater, so we got that back. So, and also we spent $3,200. Our first scholarship recipient has paid for his first term for WCC, so that'll be reimbursed. We have about $40,000 out through FEMA right now. We're waiting for them to come back, but supposedly they are getting our money back, so we'll keep working on that.
Awesome. Let's
So that's
jump on.
why we spent so much money.
That's okay. Steve, we trust you.
Yeah.
We know your pockets aren't getting larger.
Well, there's actually,
We check them every meeting.
there's gonna be another check, a big check written here soon.
Oh, yeah.
Our Zoll cardiac monitor is supposed to show up tomorrow, and that'll have a bill with it, that's like $25,000.
Right.
And now that we had the money came from the Ford Foundation, and also the
12.5 came from Ford Family Foundation, 10,000 came from Tampa Indian.
concrete, yeah.
Cow Creek, India.
And we've got a donation from, did we have to make up money on that, or did that end up not?
There was like $2,800 and some dollars that we were putting.
Okay, we got a donation from Jensen Tree Service for them parking their equipment here for 4 months, $4,000. So
That's pretty
I'm
cool.
proposing that $2,000 that goes to Matt to finish off the monitor, because we're 2,000 short, and then we'll have $2,000 more to go into our general fund.
Okay. Perfect. So let's go ahead and jump to the communications report real quick.
Okay, so for December, we had about a third of the views that we had in November, but most of that's due to we had an overnight spike in November. So it's kind of normalized. You see a little bit with the season petering off that there's a lot more in November than December, especially for the holidays. And Facebook reflects that too, about half the views in Facebook that we had in November. And then actually next door was relatively the same. So when you factor in the difference of posts to reactions and comments ratio, it's the same level of activity. So doing pretty great on that front.
Perfect. Looks great. Great summary. Thanks for all your effort and everything, and a lot of activity, which is awesome. So it just gives people an avenue for information. Perfect. Okay. Chief's report.
Chief minutes for December 25. I just want to say Justin did a summary of all of our incidents. It's on our website. We're planning on getting a screen and TV in here so we could just go over that. He also compiled photos of everything, almost everything we did all year that goes with all that summary. So it's pretty cool on the website if you guys want to look at it. It's super cool. But I think we ended up with 301 calls last year, that's a new
Record.
world's record. We were at 238 last year, so it's quite.
What's the spike? What's due to the increase? Is a lot of it medical assist, or is it?
So it's kind of a combination. Unfortunately, with not having staff here 24/7, what happens a lot is little calls. So even if Chief gets a phone call and say, hey, there's something on the side of the road that looks like a body, and he goes and checks it out, technically that's a report that should be written up.
Right.
Chief gets like 2 or 3 calls like that a day almost sometimes. And
Bodies on the road?
not bodies, but little stuff like that, like, hey, can you come install?
That's routine, but during the storm.
Can you come install a smoke detector and stuff like that? That's actually, it's a call that's supposed to be written up in a report and whatnot. We get so busy sometimes that we don't do those little bitty things. And so some of it's just
Aggregate.
more accurate documentation versus we are seeing a little bit of a rise in certain things, so.
Anyway, for December, it was a pretty slow month to finish the year off. We had 14 calls, 8 medical, 2 structures, 1 motor vehicle accident, 1 lift assist, and some hazardous conditions like wires down or else fires. For training last month, we had first aid training. So we have Daryl McClellan, lives up on Colwell Hill. She's a nurse from Mercy. think she's from Mercy, and she, or she from?
She used to be,
Oh,
now she lives on the,
Okay, well, no. So she's been volunteering as an RN to come and start doing some of our EMT, EMR training, so it's really great. And so they get to look at somebody else besides us, first of all, and plus she brought a whole load of equipment in when she came in and everything. It's been high quality. We had the Willis Creek burn, which another burn to learn down in, it's Winston area. It gets kind of out in the middle of nowhere off the Willis Creek down there. That was a really good burn to learn. Got a lot of pictures of that on the website. There's a weekend CPR first aid training last weekend up in Glide. A bunch of our new folks went to. We had flammable liquids and gas training in Sutherland last weekend. And then we did a safety and medical standby at Champaign Creek. They had their annual United Way fundraiser, and we were up there all day. Later in the day, we used the tender to hose off. It's just a muddy mess up there, so we used the tender to hose off windshields on Jeeps before they took off and all that stuff, so people were really appreciative. Got a few tips, that was nice. Go to our account. We had an orientation night here for the new support program. We talked about that a little bit. There's a whole new program with the state training about, and we're gonna run all of our new people through that first, where they learn like the basics of all the fire stuff, but it'd be for an exterior, a person that's not going into a building and crawling around the ground and putting out fire. But they'd be doing all the support and everything else. So we had an orientation for it, and the first academy is coming up this month, end of this month or something. Yeah, and that's gonna be at Glide too, I believe.
yes.
Then Lindsay Chitwood came in and did a charting and documentation class for us for our image trend reporting system. And then there's a lot of other stuff going on. We got Pastor Rick Sherman from the church is getting some drive time on tenders and stuff. He's a real good driver, and we're pushing him along to get driving on our big stuff. We had a couple new Safer Firefighters signed up since this time. I think we've got a couple new ones again. We've been scheduling physicals with them all. It's going through real fast. We ordered PPE last month for 3 of them, and that's being shipped. And then we're February, early March, they're going to come out and measure for additional folks that we're bringing. Justin's bringing in a lot of people, so it's great. The cadets are coming along right with us, so that's really great. The new tender 1060, we completed PM. We have to do factory PM on it, what they say for Freightliner. So that was about $3,250. It looks like it's going to be, I don't know if it's going to be per year. Every other year, depending on mileage and stuff, I think we're just going to try to change oil and lube it or something, not do the whole thing. The state reimburses us with that, so that's good too. 1070, the 4-wheel drive unit's out. We got to get that down to Lithia. Don't know what's going on. It's electronic, solenoid and everything. All the fuses and stuff are good. I was driving, for crap's sake, on medical aid, got stuck in the driveway.
Really?
Just on some slick mud, couldn't move.
Really?
Anyway,
How'd you get out, by the way?
Pastor Rick and Maxon came up with their Jeep and pulled us out. So that was nice of them.
That is nice though.
Yeah. The new monitor it's gonna be here tomorrow, I understand. The apparatus room heating system, you guys can take a look at that as you leave tonight or something. So that was fast, and it came in fast. We got some, the 2 lowest bids we had were people that, we used them at the Grange before to do some stuff. They came in, they were done in 2 days maybe, and it's up and running. So now we can dump the supply or the old fuel tanks out back. We won't have any more fuel oil around here and that kind of stuff. And they took the old one and hauled it away, and it's gone. So we're good for that. Also, one thing I like about it, just being because I'm a money guy, is that the thermostat goes all the way down to 40 degrees. So I can leave it at 40 degrees. The guys that work around here don't think that much. So anyway, all we want to do is keep the units out there from freezing, and then on Joe nights we kick it up. But we'll probably keep it around 50 or something like that. Yeah, it was Comfort Air and then Northwest Plumbing, really good people. Working with Lexipol for the new engine to replace 1031. We got the bids. I got that printed here in old business or something we can go over a little bit because we were talking about finances and what it costs for everything right now. Look, it's about 700,000 from. There's two. Rosenbauer, I got a bid from them. General Fire, and then True North. They're right about the same, 700,000. We were looking at a four-wheel drive one that was kind of like our engine 1030 up there, our nice one, and they're over $1 million now. So I'm going to talk about it with our grant writers, but I don't think that we're going to be able to. The difference in the price might be a difference of whether we get a grant or not. That's also rather than just having a commercial chassis. It'd be a lot nicer to have the other one, but we'll see what happens, or if we can get any. I got some alternative finance options from General Fire, and I was going to cover those a little bit later, real fast. We renewed our SAM registration. We have to do that every year so that we can get any grants. So that's done. Last year I paid for 5 years. It was about $700, and it's going to get re-registered every year by this company. So, but every year we still got to go through the process of doing it anyway. So we won't have to worry about that till 2030, I believe. SDO discount, we finished at 8%. Our invoice just came in, and it's due March 1st for liability. Property this year is going to be about 17,000. It's almost exactly 17,000. When we were going through the budget process, they were saying we were going to have a 17% increase, which would have put it up around 21,000, and it came in at 17. So we're 4,000 below the budget anyway. I still don't feel good about that because it's a lot of money, but we are below budget on that. Continuing the audit process with Teresa Hanford. We've been sending stuff back and forth. I'm hoping to get it done here real soon. Another year has gone by. A lot of activity on the website. Jess has really been working hard on it. There's some really good stuff here at the end of the year you put out. Right now, the reimbursement for SAFER's out. They owe us $38,000 right now. We have about additional $12,000 that we spent since I sent that reimbursement. Instead of holding them, originally they wanted us to do it like quarterly. Instead of holding them now, I'm just going to start. When I get like 10,000 receipts, I'm just going to start sending them. Because first of all, I don't want to get caught. For example, the rumors are maybe at the end of January there's going to be no shutdown or something like that. We may end up getting caught with money out again. I don't want to do that again. We have more, so we have some more expenses coming up, physicals and PPE with our new people. And also Brian Guzman was our first scholarship recipient. He's one of our new volunteers, and he just started. It looks like it's going to be $3,200 a term. I think there's 3 terms a year, right? 6. There's 4 terms a year. Anyway, when it all worked out, it was a little bit over 19,000 for each scholarship. It looks like what we're going to do is some of our people are being partially compensated through Central Douglas and other stuff. So we're trying to take 2 scholarships and spread them around between 3 or 4 people, maybe instead of just giving them all to just do it all. I don't know how it's all going to work out, but we're trying. We have a certain amount. We can give $38,000 spread between people that are attending schools. Yeah, the FEMA grant's in. It was $88,000 grant for 12 radios, dual band portable. We had to do a 10% match. That was a little bit over $800. It's going to be an upgrade and having some nice radios for everybody, but we were kind of dictated what we had to buy with it once we got the money, because we could have done a lot more with that money than buy those radios. And it ended up we didn't have to buy those radios because the county changed their mind on where they were going. We were going to have dual band because they were going to go to VHF for the.
They were going to go
UHF, and they did for the police, but they didn't do it for fire or something. So that's why we ended up instead of paying $8,800 for radio, you get the other one for $1,500 or $2,000 or something. Majority of property taxes have come in, they've been deposited. The new fire reporting system came up and running. We still haven't had the official training class on it, but we're going to get that here in the next couple of weeks. And we've been using it, and fairly straightforward. There's a lot of information and stuff you can get out there, so it's gonna be interesting. The year end, I'll bit about that when we talk about old business later. I gotta do a report every 6 months to FEMA on both of the finance and that progress on our hiring and all that kind of stuff. I think Judge just gave us maybe a safer one tonight, but we're about $150,000 spent on the grant. We have $300,000 remaining until the end of 2027 and so on. And stuff's gonna start picking up now, especially with the scholarships and that kind of stuff too, so. I think that's that.
Perfect, great report. Okay, let's jump on to old business then. Investment program, Steve, is that,
We have not got we got a lot of our taxes in, we have not got the safer money, which is, like I said, 40,000.
so there's enough of it that's,
I'm waiting for that to
Okay.
come in so that we'll do that.
okay. Audit, we already were given progress on that. The financial outlook and remedies,
I printed up this sheet tonight, just trying to, I wish I was on the screen or something, but yes, we were talking about this 2 meetings ago, and I think we talked about it a little bit last meeting too. I don't know. I didn't keep one of these for myself, evidently. Let's see, we got 11. You want to sit up here close, Justin?
Oh,
Or I'll just make you one. And then this is financing for the same fire truck. I just want to give you guys some comparisons on what the costs are and that kind of stuff in the future. I'm not asking for any, we're not asking for any decisions or anything yet. So, anyway, so we were talking last time about what it would cost to have one employee, what it would cost. So right now with Justin, we're spending $117,000 a year for him, plus all the PPE and everything else that comes with that grant, which is, and it works out to be 66 cents per thousand. Our normal tax rate is 50 cents per thousand, and that raises $88,589 annually. So if we had to get an employee, pretty much around $90,000 would be an employee with benefits, so it'd basically be another 50 cents, so then we'd get to $1. If we had 2 employees, it would be $1.50. The safer, I just put the safer grant in there to show you that it's about 66 cents per thousand for all the equipment stuff. Current cost of the engine, this engine, we're looking at a commercial engine, probably the cheapest way we could go is $675,000 to be a reasonable engine. So they're telling me today that their inflation's going up at 8 per year. When I'm going for the FEMA grant, I'm going for about $730,000 because the money doesn't show up for 2 years. And when they start doing it, we got to pay half, and we get paid the other half. So if I'm buying a $675,000 engine right now, we're going to be paying $730,000 for it when the bill comes due. That's just the way FEMA works. It comes later. So he gave me a little thing here. I gave you the sheet too, but no down. That's about 150. No down for 5 years, 154,000 a year. They got a finance company at 4.6% interest. If we went 7 years, it'd be 115,000 a year for 7 years. It'd be for 10 years, it'd be 86,500 a year. For 15 years, they go up to 66,000. They'll go up to 15-year finance on it. So a 10-year, if we went 10-year financing on a $675,000 engine, like right now, buying at that price, that would again be about 50 cents per year.
so we're really
10 years.
saving about $2 by the time you start selling.
And if we
We're
went,
at $3.
if we went a 5-year financing.
Would it be 3?
If you start looking at having actually a real employee too with it, because I mean, if you just actually want to have an employee, it's more like $3. And actually, I think it's $3.16.
If you had two, so our existing 50 plus another 50, but $1.50 plus another 52. Oh, and there's another thing about that too. So you, for example, if you're doing levies, you can go 10 years on equipment. So we could do a 10-year 50 cents levy just to buy the engine, and then you can do admin levies for 5 years if you're gonna do personnel or whatever, so there's a whole bunch of different options. So I just wanted to show you what the costs were here, and then, if you finance for 5 years, it'd almost be $1 per thousand just for the engine itself. If we get the grant, at $787,300 with inflation here in 2 years, we would have to come up with up to 10% match, which would be $78,700 out of our reserve fund, and then the rest of the engine would be paid for by the grant. And that's why I've been holding that reserve fund since I started here 13 years ago. I'm trying to keep it, and that's what we're using it for, is matching grant, but that would just about take the reserve fund out. But we would have a new engine, so.
So Steve, how many more new engines do we need? We got the tender last year, and then we got another engine. And then what's the condition of our fleet? And where are we realistically?
The
Because
oldest,
those are huge.
yeah, the oldest thing we have is 31. It's a 1992, so it's 33 years old, 34 years old this year. Age-wise, even our newest engine, 30 is now 226. It's 20 years old. So, however, it's in good shape. I mean, we don't put a lot of miles on it and stuff, but we've had issues with it. I mean, last year we had the turbo thing go out, it was $4 grand, and we've had pumps go out, and we've had all other stuff, just because they're fire trucks do break, so.
A lot of parts.
So what I've been, kind of as a succession thing, and I'm not planning on going anywhere right now, but my plan is to try to get a new engine before I'm out of here, and then try to get leave us here with a safer grant plus another paid employee would be what I'm looking for. So that's where I'm working towards, and we'd probably be set for another, I don't know, 10 years, maybe 5 or 10 years with our equipment. I mean, next step's the ones that are getting the most mileage are the rescue and brush truck.
And those are relatively new, aren't they?
The brush truck's 2016, the rescue is 2011.
But even that brush truck, so we're running into exhaust filter
Problems.
issues with it, that it goes into limp mode because of the diesel exhaust filter in it, and it's a notorious problem for those diesels. And unfortunately, fire isn't exempt from that stuff, and we have to do it, and we've already had to uncrystallize the DEF system twice now.
You don't kick it in the fanny and get it on the freeway, you can blow a lot of it out.
So they say.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, per the manufacturer's recommendations, they want you to pull it outside and let it idle for half an hour, high idle for a half an hour, and that's supposed to do it. Then you talk to mechanics and they say, no, don't do that because that'll clog the turbo.
Yeah.
So what this is doing is, it goes into a limp mode where you just kind of lose power. You can still cruise, but like you can't get on it and go. Like going up dump hill, you actually get down to maybe 10, 15 miles an hour with an F550.
Yeah.
And so what we have is we have a code reader in it right now that we can erase that code. Sometimes that gives you your torque back, sometimes it doesn't. So even though that's a new rig isn't going to solve everything, but every single department, it's 10 years and they start planning to replace. It's an engine replacement or apparatus replacement every 10 years. Is what you're looking at.
10 to 15 for NFPA has standard, but then we're different too because we don't put a lot of miles on it. So I don't know. I think our fleet's in pretty good, especially if we get this next engine. We're going to be in good shape for a while. I will say, since I've been here, I tried to go to all diesel, and now I don't know if that's the way to go. I mean, I know that Central Douglas is putting gasoline engines back into their diesel ambulances as they go out because of DEF. And in fact, the Type 1 four-wheel drive engine I was looking at, they have 2 of them left right now that they built, and they're not going to build them anymore because next year's DEF, they have to have a whole second DEF system on them, so it's going to take out some compartments, and they can't figure out how to engineer the engines. They're not going to make them anymore.
The price of gas going down like it is, and the price of diesel.
Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
so I'm just going to give you a preliminary
Okay.
about what stuff costs, and
Yeah.
And Justin, I don't think has seen this yet, and then I got some stuff from the community leasing from the Rosenbauer and General Fire. They have 2 of those engines just sitting there right now that are ready to go, but, and then also True North makes basically similar, same, they're either international or Freightliner chassis, commercial chassis.
Okay, great, thanks for the feedback. Let me see, grant reimbursements, FEMA shutdown, safer.
Yeah, back in November, we were going through the end of the FEMA shutdown. Since that time, they've opened back up and we filed the reimbursements, haven't got any yet, but we filed.
But they're at least, they'll probably get paid here soon.
I hope so, yeah.
Vehicle maintenance, repair, testing, you kind of went through.
Yeah, we did, the new tender got done. We had, what else did we do? We tested, we pump tested the new tender wall, so that was reimbursed by the state.
Okay.
And we've had some little minor stuff, but nothing major. Last
Okay.
couple months.
Ford Foundation, Cow Creek Grant, for new heart monitor,
That's
which you
our heart
went over.
Yeah, I just wanted to, we've been saying it every time we get a chance, but thank those guys for what they've been doing. They're really good for volunteer departments in the county, and it's
Both Ford and,
Ford
Cow Creek.
and Cow Creek, and there's no easy grant process, but that's one of the easier ones. I mean, if they're gonna, they may adjust the amount, but they're pretty good about helping us out, so.
that's great. Okay, on to new business, upcoming events, training.
What do we got going?
So every quarter we do officers meeting, a safety meeting, rig checks and SBA checks to make sure our fleet's where it needs to be and our gear's where it needs to be at least. We do it quarterly. Then we do what we call a bread and butter. It's a basic structure fire attack. We pull up to a structure, kind of figure out what's going on, deploy hose, all that kind of stuff. So we do that at least quarterly. 10 Mile's getting ready to open up a Firefighter 1 Academy, which Bodie is going to be a part of that. So they start this Saturday, and I have 2 other personnel that are going to be involved in it as well. And then I'll be going and helping instruct that on Fridays and Saturdays. Glide is hosting the very first NFPA Support Personnel Academy, and that's going to be the 31st of this month and the 1st of next month. We had one person in it, and then their schedule changed and they weren't able to make it to the actual TPE, the testing portion of it. But they've completed the coursework of it, and now they'll be able to TPE whenever we set up the TPE. We acquired a structure to burn out Flournoy Valley. It's actually just down the driveway. It's a 600 square foot structure. It isn't going to be a burn to learn. It's going to be more of a burn to watch. So the nice thing about this structure is it's got a couple sliding glass doors in it, well, quite a few sliding glass doors. We're going to host a basic fire investigation class in it before we actually do the burn on the structure. That is, every fire department should be able to do a room and contents fire investigation. That's what this is going to be focused on. It's going to have, so Roseburg Fire's Deputy Fire Marshal Ben Simons, he's also captain up at North Douglas. He's going to come down and actually help teach it with help from, I forget his name. What is his name from OSFM?
I forgot.
Darren? Something like that. But so OSFM and Roseburg Fire are going to help us out with that. And then when we go to burn it, it's actually going to be, we'll have people outside the structure watching the fire and watching the water application, seeing it from the outside. So whenever we do these burn alarms, it's always, one of the complications is talking through an SCBA and talking to a whole group while you're dealing with the fire, the water noise, talking through your mask. Everybody's SCBA is going off at different times and all that kind of stuff. So this one's going to kind of be nice because we're going to be able to step back, not have to talk through SCBAs, not have everybody's, past devices going off. There's only going to be one interior crew and an exterior crew for a RIT in case something goes wrong. But that's the only packs that are going to be on that day. So, and all the the students are gonna be able to see the fire from the exterior, not having to wear all that stuff, not having, instructors aren't gonna have to worry about watching the live fire, and, you know, while they're trying to show something, also like, hey, by the way, you know, hit that real quick, it's getting hot in here, kind of a thing. And then eventually what we're gonna do is we're gonna burn it down, but every Thursday, we're gonna try to make it out there and do actual structure. Like, we're gonna do fire attacks on a structure, we're gonna throw ladders on it, we're gonna get people up on top actually sounding the roof on an actual real roof. We're gonna get search and rescue in through there. I'm gonna try to get some through the wall firefighter survival stuff going on. We don't wanna tear it up too much because we actually still wanna be able to use it. We're gonna do a lot with that structure, and that's scheduled. We're gonna have it until end of April. Other than that, it's getting people started on their Fire Ones. Coursework online. It is trying to get new apparatus operators, drive time, cone time. UCC is gonna actually be out here. We're coordinating with UCC a lot. They're coming out, their fire academy's coming out. They're gonna do education training here. They're gonna bring their apparatus operator, their EVOC course. They're bringing it out here and they're doing our cone course. We did have one complaint when we had Waltz Towing out here, and their backup beepers. So we've already talked with UCC about that, and they're actually just gonna disconnect their backup beepers while they're out here. So, you know, we need to train. Us training gets annoying sometimes to our neighbors. I just want everybody to know that we are doing anything and everything that we can to alleviate that annoyance. For the most part, that's actually what I was working on when y'all came in tonight, was I was doing the training schedule. And it's right here if any of y'all want to take it.
Yeah, that house is, they're all greens. The first house, it's kind of the first small house right
Yep,
off the right.
and it's just right off the side.
Yeah.
There's an open area, just right up.
The same driveway that goes up to
14,
Rob's
15,
house.
20, right up our driveway.
Oh, but they're behind the house.
Yeah, behind Green's mobile
Yeah,
home there.
yeah.
Yeah, they've got two of them back there. Okay. Tax revenue, we already covered that, best practices, we did that too.
We got 8% out of the 10. I never got we're gonna watch the final class, we're gonna do. But it gets applied to our liability and property insurance, so
Gotcha.
it did not
It
cover
does
a
help.
bunch of that too.
Yeah, okay, and then liability and property insurance for
That was
26.
it, yeah, it's
Okay.
okay.
Recruiting status, we got that report, which was pretty awesome. Did you guys look through the report?
Yeah.
Okay. SDAO, safety grant award completion.
It's done, and the heater's outside. You guys look, it's
You
really
go take a
nice.
look at it.
It's much better than it was.
Okay. And then new fire reporting system you were
We did
talking
that, we
about.
talked about.
Okay, all right, I don't have anything to report as a president, director's report. Anybody? Board members' comments? Okay, public comments? Okay, next board meeting is February 11th, 2026. I'm gonna adjourn the meeting. Motion to meeting? Sorry. Okay, so Mark?
So real
Yes.
quick, also, so with this Recruit Info program, so it's a work experience program, and it's good. So they get paid for up to 160 hours, $15 an hour. It's not the greatest pay in the world, but it's a work
It's something,
experience.
it's exactly.
And so that's one way. I know we come to you guys all the time about wanting money, but we also still continue to reach out and try to get those grants. So we don't cost the taxpayers money, we don't ask you guys for money, that kind of stuff.
Right.
So that's one of the ways that we're kind of
So
trying to.
they're here training, and then they're also here, so we abuse them while they're here. You know.
Yeah,
And we
they need a little
also,
bit of that.
we used it during the summer last year, the year before.
To try and supplement.
We brought in during the wildland firefighter seasons, because that's a whole nother skill they can learn, is wildland
Right.
firefighting, and
Right.
hopefully we'll be able to pull that off again.
Steve, don't tell them you're gonna abuse them while they're here though.
We use them and abuse.
Perfect, okay, meeting is adjourned. Thank you, guys.
Hey, so this is all I need for the, this is all I need.